Right, guys, let's go win the Europa League, shall we? Hello and welcome back to our rebuilding Arsenal save, where we attempt to be better than Arteta. Today we're going to have two games, both in the cup. First one is Europa League knockout round game against Celtic, and the second will be a FA Cup game against Chelsea. Realistically, we aren't in the running for the Premier League anymore. We are so far off the top. It's outstanding. We're in third place. We're miles away from United and Liverpool, and I don't think there's any way we're going to catch up. But we do look good for Champions League qualification. This season now, the focus needs to be on winning some silverware. So we're going to go and try and do that now. If you do enjoy the episode today, please do drop a like down below, give us a comment, let us know what you're finding good, what you think about the team, interact with the video because it really does help the channel out and be very much appreciated. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and YouTube will tell you every time we upload, and you can follow along with this series and the upcoming non-League to Legends series that will be starting midweek next week. We are starting with Bath City, which are fairly local to me, and we're going to try and climb up and win the Champions League. But less about the Champions League for now. Not an Arsenal focus, clearly. We're going for the Europa League, and this is the team we are going to try and do it with. We've got Livakovic in goal, back four of Lamperty, Saliba, Coates and Mbemba, Ward-Prowse and Neves back in the centre of the park, Holzek, Odegaard, Saka and Abraham as our attacking front four. We have got some injuries. By some injuries, I mean quite a lot. Gabriel's out, he would normally be playing. Hudson-Odoi not fit. Balogun injured. Tierney injured. That's all we've got outside of our substitutes available anyway, because there's a lot of players we can't register purely because we can only have even our under 21s. They've got to have been with the club for at least 2 years before you can register them. We can only register so many players. So, not great. Is that all the players we do have unavailable? I mean, if we look at it this way, Demir is out injured but unregistered for this anyway. Van der Vaart is unregistered. Smith Rowe also injured. Hudson-Odoi, Balogun, Tomiyasu couldn't be registered. Jesus Corona not registered. Kieran Tierney out injured. Thomas Partey and Vecino both unregistered. So this is the team we have to go with, and it just means very heavy rotation all the time. But hopefully this team can go and get the job done against the Scottish side. We know every team in the Premier League is better than the Scottish team. If you don't believe me, go and watch the first video I ever uploaded on this channel. It's Celtic and Rangers in the Premier League, and spoiler, they weren't very good. So I'm hoping we can go out and give Celtic a bit of a battering. Form has been patchy, but in between episodes we have just played the one game, which was against West Brom, and we did win that one 4-1. Obviously 2 games before that were the Man United and Liverpool games that we saw in the last episode. We are not going to talk about how we performed in those ones. If you've not seen it, go back and have a watch. I don't want to talk about it. Starting off well here though, straight away, Holzek going past players there. Abraham's controlled it in the box. He's back-footed it to Saka 20 seconds in. There's no VAR. Straight from kickoff. Have Celtic actually touched the ball yet? I don't think they have. That was straight from kickoff. Holzek there cutting through 2 or 3 Celtic players up to Abraham. That's an audacious back heel to Saka for him to tap it in. That is possibly the best goal I've seen us score, and it's before the opposing team have even touched the ball. And Mbemba's looking injured, but he should be able to play through it, so we're going to ignore that for a moment. That is a fantastic start, and we're on it again here. Saka running down the right side, cuts it back to Mbemba, over to Ruben Neves, to Ward-Prowse. Holzek's in the box, very clearly pushed there. That's not even a question, ref. The fact that I can see my little stick figure men on my computer being pushed over, it's a clear penalty. The penalty's been awarded. Who's taking this? Neves, it should be. It is Neves. Neves takes a deep breath. He's going to take his run up, slots it in the bottom right. Less than 8 minutes in. We're 2-0 up against Celtic. This is the turnaround we needed. We are winning the Europa League, boys and girls. I don't care that this is an early knockout round. This is the turnaround of the season. We're getting some silverware. Mbemba now wants to come off. It was just a knock. Now he's been battered. That basically means we need to put Lamptey over here and Tavares over there is probably our best bet for the moment. That's a little bit unfortunate because we don't quite have the squad depth that we have in the Premier League within the Europa League. So we're very much going to have to use the Premier League at this point, given we're not massively focusing it on anymore. Obviously, I still want to finish top 4, but I don't think winning it's realistic. So this is where the cup games are where our focus needs to be. Right now, we're 20 minutes in. Celtic have more possession, but also they've not had a shot yet. I'm saying it quietly so they don't find out. I'm hoping they haven't noticed. They've got Hazard in goal. I can only assume that's an actual goalkeeper Hazard and not Eden Hazard, because that would explain why they've shipped 2 goals within inside the first 10 minutes, to be honest. Lamptey here out to Coates. Coates back to Tavares. Tavares into the box now, holding up the ball, crosses it. It's messy. The goalkeeper's kind of dealt with it, but not really. And somebody just hoofs it clear. And that is the end of the highlight. And we are definitely on top of Celtic so far. My only thing with this, I do realise in my tactic, because I've got quite pacey players, we do pass into space. That probably is a lot of the reason of why our possession stats are so low. And I guess if I was to do a third season, I'd try having maybe the same tactic where we pass 2 feet, so not into space directly to the player, for our matches against the bigger sides like the Liverpools and the Man Uniteds, and then also a back 5, maybe even a back 5, and then 2 defensive midfielders, so a really, really defensive formation as well. This is the most we've seen Celtic have the ball at the moment. I'm quite happy for them currently to have the ball there. I'd like us to press a bit more, but it is within their own half at the moment, and they haven't escaped their half either. Neves has put in a tackle there. We're back in the box. Saka has the ball nicked off of his foot there, and that, I believe, is an own goal. Ozay Yoregreddy, that guy, he's just knocked it into the back of his own net. Looking at the highlight here, we had Holzek. I believe he crosses it over there. Saka tries to get a shot off, but it's literally nicked off his foot. And that's crossed in low by Odegaard for Abraham. Abraham doesn't actually have to get a touch to it. It's just knocked in by their defender. And we're 3-0 up on the stroke of half time. They've still not had a shot. Saka is looking shattered. He was advised that he could only play 75 minutes. He's done 45. I think that's about all he's going to be able to do. And now it's going to be down to game management, because I've only got 1 substitute to make inside the second half. And players are going to get tired the way we play as well. We're on the attack again here though. Odegaard driving down the right side. No Celtic players getting near him here. Cuts it back to Alvarez. Pings that a long way back to Ruben Neves for Odegaard to pick up again. Ward-Prowse out to Tavares. Tavares with an ambitious shot. If that had come off and gone in that top right, would have been a fantastic goal. Instead of that, there's a fan there going home back to Scotland tonight with a match ball. And Celtic are, again, this is the thing with Celtic at the moment. We're looking at these highlights. When they have got the ball, they're not driving forward very much. They've just about there got into our half, but then it's ended up back outside their box, and we're pressing them once they hit about here where they are. We start with the press now. Tammy Abraham, they're pressing as well, and eventually they hit one long. And it's fine for our players. They're just going to pick that up and start an attack of our own. And our attacks are a bit more effective so far. Odegaard into Abraham there. Abraham really should have done better with that shot. Realistically, we should be 4-0 up there. We have got a Ward-Prowse corner though. Coates. That was a good header, and normally he will score those. You know, we're 3-0 up, so I'm not going to exactly berate the team here for not scoring that corner. But I would have liked Coates to have added one to his quite decent collection for a centre-back. It's another corner here. Coates Ooh, I thought that one had gone in. No, that one's over the bar, but we are definitely on top. I'm not sure how many Coates does have this season, but I know I remember at least one match this season where he scored a hat-trick of headers, which is, I guess, slightly abusing the corner routine. However, I put to you, if you were managing a team like Arsenal in real life and you knew you could score 25 goals a season off of a corner, you wouldn't exactly turn around to your team and be like, guys, this is unfair on the other team. We're abusing our set pieces. We need to score more from open play. Please, Coates, stop heading them past the goalkeeper. He's getting upset. You wouldn't. You'd keep ploughing through and you would tell him, stick that ball in the back of the net. You're doing a fantastic job here. Have a pay rise. 75 minutes in, Celtic have still not had a shot. They managed to get the ball into our half there. However, a Celtic player did not touch it in our half. So we're not going to count that. Instead of that, we are going to count her. And it's Ward-Prowse here over to Odegaard. Odegaard just knocking it on to Holzek. Isaac's got hold of the ball here. Ambitious chip. If that had been on target, he did have Hazard, the goalkeeper, beaten there. So very unfortunate for him that he doesn't get to add a goal to his season. He hasn't played a lot this season. When he has appeared, he has been useful. But Tammy Abraham is something else. He gets very good ratings even when he doesn't score himself, just because of his pressing and how he opens up the play for other people. Isaac there, though. Isaac is going to get that one. 7th goal of the season for him. That one curled nicely. I think Hazard, the goalkeeper, did get a hand to it, but I don't think he was ever likely to be saving that one particularly. It's a good ball from Ward-Prowse. And yeah, Hazard, the goalkeeper, does get a hand to it. But I guess Isaac's shot is just too powerful for him. And it's 4-0 up for us. Again, we take these. Sebastian Coates there, starting off with a free kick inside their own half. It's a big ball forward for Ward-Prowse to run onto. He's crossed it into the box to Holzek. Holzek can't quite usher that one into the goal. And that's going to be the end of the highlight, I was going to say, and Celtic launch a counter-attack. I'm beginning to see why, the video I mentioned at the start, Celtic didn't do very well in the Premier League. Big ball from Lamptey there into Holzek on the throw-in. Oh my God, stop the press. Celtic have touched the ball inside of our half. It's only taken them to the 86th minute to do so. I mean, they might have touched it before, but I'm not counting bits we don't see. Guys, it was going to actually be embarrassing now if you let them score, because they've now touched the ball in our box as well. Can we get rid of that one, please? Guys, I mean, would we be mad if they score a goal here? Fractionally, they have had a shot on target now, though. No, it's offside. So on the match stats, is that going to count as a shot? It does count as a shot on target. That doesn't make any sense. But never mind. Ball out to Holzek here. Holzek running forward. Stops in place. Pulls it back to Ward-Prowse. In for Odegaard. And it should have been a tap in. And he just can't quite get the ball in. Are we on key highlights? We are on key highlights. There's just been this many of them because of how good we've played. 17 shots to Celtic's 1. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you win the Europa League. I'm saying this like we've won it already, and so far we've seen exactly how Arsenal can play when they're playing well, but exactly how they can play when they're playing bad as well. So we're going to go over now to the Chelsea game. I've got one game against Brentford in between, and we'll deal with that cup tie next. So, with injuries continuing to plague us and fatigue a definite thing in FM22, this is the team that we're going to get to face Chelsea in the FA Cup. We've got Livakovic in goal, Lamptey, Saliba, Coates and Mbemba is our defensive back four, Ward-Prowse and Neves in the centre of the park, Holzek, Saka, Abraham and the big one getting a nod here, Gavi starting his first ever match as the advanced playmaker. Issues we've got at the moment, we've got Gabriel again, he's not fit enough to play, his heart looks bad and his class is not fit. Hudson-Odoi still injured, Tierney's still injured, we've got people that aren't available as well. Hopefully we can go get something out this match. we've absolutely rotated the team, as you can see here by the amount of players change. We rotated very, very heavily for our match in the Premier League. Completely backfired because Arsenal, as it turns out, whenever you rotate more than a couple of players at once, are a bit bottle jobs. So we've just got absolutely smacked up by Brentford in the league. Barely any of this team started though, so hopefully this is going to be a better showing from the team. We can only hope it's a better showing anyway, because we need some silverware. I would be very interested if you are an Arsenal fan in particular. What do you think? Second season, obviously we're a season in the future. Are we a better improved team compared to what we've got in real life? Are we significantly worse? Are we significantly better, but still very much an Arsenal side and should be doing better with the signings we've made? Let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Genuinely interested. We have scored a goal here while I'm saying all of that. It is going to be reviewed for offside. The goal's been awarded. I hadn't really acknowledged it because I thought it was going to be offside. Because normally when I've seen that goal, this one in particular, it's been offside. But Abraham nodded in that cross there from Ward-Prowse. And we're 1-0 up against Chelsea within the first 10 minutes. The team have gone from being camera shy, which I think I said at the start of this series, to, as it turns out, quite liking the camera today. I'll take it. If you want to win the games on camera, that would be fantastic. Saka, however, not fancying it. He's going to be going off with an injury, so we'll bring on Alvarez, and hopefully Alvarez can come in and fill in that role nicely and maybe grab a goal. Saka definitely is camera shy. He seems to have got injured quite a bit on camera this year and off camera, to be fair. It doesn't help, like I said, we've also got Youssef Demir, who I've been playing as the backup to Saka's, out injured for quite a long time as well. We've got another highlight here, but it's starting off with the ball with Chelsea. The James throw-in is over to Sula now, who Chelsea have obviously signed for their defence, I guess. As well as this guy. Oh, Keki, I tried to sign him and he went to Chelsea instead. Like, we got to the whole contract stage. That's quite annoying. Havertz here, running down on the left. He's crossed it into Mount. Livakovic has managed to get to it. Lamptey has managed to clear it. We've eventually got rid of it. And I think Chilwell there just ran it out of the park. But that was a bit scary. If we could have a bit less of that, please. And a bit more highlights down the blue end of the pitch, that would be great. Yeah, so the central defender there that's lining up with Sula, Sakauki, yeah, we tried to sign him. He's basically a wonder kid, and he looks like he had a lot of potential, and I wanted another sort of rotation option within the central defence, but he went to Chelsea. Oh, this is fallen to Abraham. Abraham back to Gavi. How is that not gone in? How has that not crossed the line? I was about to say Gavi there scoring his first goal for the club. I have just realised, and once again, Tammy Abraham has scored against Chelsea, and he does seem to like doing that quite a lot. I feel for Chelsea fan, if you get drawn against Roma in the Champions League or something in real life this season, I feel for you, because you're going to have to contend with both Marino and Tammy Abraham, and both of them I feel will very much be wanting to beat you. He's got one over his former club. As we were just saying, that's 2 goals there for Tammy Abraham. Both have been headers, and both have been a cross from that side from Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse, definitely signing of the season, signing of the save so far. 100% hand down. I love Tammy Abraham, and Tammy Abraham is obviously put away 20 goals for us this season, but Ward-Prowse, absolutely fantastic, hands down, possibly one of my favourite signings I've ever made on an FM game so far, just because of how valuable he's been. Yes, we're not going to win the league this time, but he's not single-handedly, but he's been a big contributor to us getting within that top 4, and I think definitely if we could build a couple more players around Ward-Prowse, Tammy Abraham, Neves, the guys we have brought in this year, we would definitely be getting, over the next couple of years, getting to that point of at least challenging for the title, a bit more consistency. As it is, Ward-Prowse, Ruben Neves playing around with the ball near the Chelsea box at the moment. We're into their final third. Ward-Prowse again. It was almost a hat-trick from the Ward-Prowse, Tammy Abraham connection there. Tammy Abraham just rattling the crossbar. We've had 11 shots so far. Ward-Prowse is getting a yellow card now for his efforts. Tell him to ease off tackles. We don't really want him suspended, particularly if we are going to go on a nice FA Cup run. And unfortunately, Tammy Abraham's looking tired now. So if he could just get a goal himself, but instead of that, it's another Ward-Prowse assist to Sebastian Coates, and it's now 3-0 to Arsenal against Chelsea. And this is what I'm saying about Ward-Prowse. Absolutely fantastic. I don't think you can over-exaggerate how useful he's been to this Arsenal side. He is definitely a difference maker. He can drag you from a draw to a win, or from a loss to a draw. And we are heading up to 70 minutes now. Whilst I would like Tammy Abraham to get his hat-trick, I also don't want him to keel out in the middle of the pitch, and he's been on red for a while, so we're going to have to sub him off. And immediately afterwards, I think we're probably going to have to make another substitution as well. Gavi can stay on. Holzek, I guess, can come off, and we'll bring Isco on over there instead. That's not an ideal change, but we've only got 15 minutes to go. Hopefully, we shouldn't let Chelsea back in here now. This should be very, very easily done and dusted as a match. 10 minutes now left, and we've run Chelsea off the park today, really. 60% possession, I get that, but what we have done is turn Arsenal into a very, very good counter-attacking, pacey side. We're really, really good at absorbing the pressure, especially when we have got, not today, but Gabriel and Coates back there. We've got Tierney back there and Mbemba, all very, very good defensively. Got another highlight here for Ward-Prowse. Coates trying to put one in there just to put the cherry on top, the icing on top the cake. But we're very good at absorbing pressure and then getting forward very, very, very fast, either through a bit of a tiki-taka style or just a big, big long ball up to Tammy Abraham normally. Coates here, going to cut through the centre of the park. Chelsea not getting near him. He pings one out to Alvarez, and they have done well there to defend that. But it's just buying time for us at this point. You're 3 goals down. You've got a minute left. They're not getting back in it at this point. Mbemba again tries to cross the ball in. Happy to take another throw in. And if he's got any sense here, we'll do that nice and slowly. He doesn't really have any sense. He's going to launch it into the back. But fair play to him. And Mbemba's not worried about then coming back and scoring now and running the clock down. Mbemba's worried about going and scoring another goal for you viewers at home on YouTube. It's a very, very good win for us. Fantastic. Can't ask a lot for that. And that, if I remember rightly, means we face Brentford in the quarter-final of the FA Cup. My only problem with that is Brentford are going to think they have bragging rights because we just faced them before this and lost 4-1. Again, very rotated side. That's definitely not the side we will play against Brentford. Absolutely not. So we should make a lot better job against them. I'm not sure when that Brentford game is going to fall. Let's have a look a second. It's going to fall very, very soon. And we've also, very close to it, got the Europa League quarterfinal. So we could have the FA Cup quarterfinal and the Europa League quarterfinal, or maybe the second leg, depending who we get drawn against. I'll go forward a little bit now, and we'll see if we can get that Europa League draw to come up. Right, I haven't managed to get to it. It happens the next day. We're going to view the draws. We're going to get the quarter-final and the semi-final draw here. So who have we got left in it? We've got a couple of English teams left in it, which is us and Chelsea. We've got Real Betis versus AC Milan there. Chelsea there against Copenhagen. Oh, we've got Fulham in here as well. Napoli against Atalanta. So we're going to get Fulham. We are going to get Fulham. Fulham are in the Championship. What did they win that's put them in the Europa League? Oh yeah, so they won the FA Cup last year. So they got relegated and have ended up in the Europa League and have managed to drag themselves to the quarterfinal of the Europa League. I mean, I guess we'll take that. We're going to have Fulham as our quarterfinal. Oh, what we haven't done is we can see who would we get in the semi-final. Should we get past Fulham, we will get Napoli or Atalanta. So it is going to be an English team versus an Italian team. And then the other semi-quarterfinal being Real Betis versus Milan. And then we've got Chelsea and Copenhagen in there. So it's looking very much like an either say an Italian or a English winner this time. With that though, we'll go play through some more games. I'll be back, I guess, very soon. We've got the West Ham game, and then we've got the FA Cup game against Brentford. So I'll probably come back and we'll play through the cup games. We can get the FA Cup match against Brentford, and then I guess maybe the first or the second leg against Fulham, depending on how that goes. And we'll go forward from there. Before I say the outro though, look at this. 21 assists from Ward-Prowse. That's got to be, if I have a look at him on here, he's got to be top. Yeah, he's top of the Premier League assists with 15 in 25 games, which is insane. And we've got Cristiano Ronaldo there with top scorer of 22. Tammy Abraham, our top scorer, with 14. Sebastian Coates with 12. Not very far behind. I'll move myself over so you can actually see that. He's not very far behind either. We'll have a look at those things towards the end of the season if anyone is interested. Until then, guys, if you have enjoyed today's episode and you're excited for our cup games and hopefully winning some silverware before the full release or just after the full release, we'll see this season through, then please do drop a like on the video, interact if you can, give me a comment, let me know how you're finding the series. Obviously as well, if you haven't already, if you're new around here, please do subscribe to the channel. If you hit the little notification bell next to the subscribe button, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload as well, so you can follow along with this series right to the end of it, and then start watching our new series with Bath City that we'll start releasing around the full release of the game as well. Until next time though, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.